Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to a safe space with Dr. Lillie. We are discussing the Nolan Wells case. It's so much about this case. It's almost like we're trying to put a puzzle together. And the puzzle is rather confusing because the characters in this scene are not being truthful about what actually happened with Nolan Wells. Hey, Queen Mimi, how you doing? Hello. We got something even for Warren's real mom, not his stepmom, not from the stepmom that is the judge, but his actual mother. So let me make sure it's saved on my laptop, on my hold on. Come on, don't start this today. Hold on. Give me one moment. I'm gonna come right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back because it didn't save. Hold on. Well, let's see. Did I email it to myself? Let me see if I emailed it to myself. Y'all doing okay tonight? Okay, God. I know I emailed it to myself. I think I did. Hit the like button as you're coming in, please. Okay, thank you, Queen. Okay, I emailed it to myself. I even have something that Warren's real mom posts, not his stepmother, the judge, but his actual birth mom posted on social media. So I will show you all that. And we got something from Ben Crump, Trump's attorney. The audio that has not been doctored, and they trying to say it's doctored, so I got something about that. Secret Service Sam, he has said a lot, and I really want us to take in what he's saying because he has such a great way of putting out his content. It's amazing and it's very truthful. Tristan don't know how to be quiet. That's one of the fake friends of Nolan Wells that spoke against him, and he was interviewed by Coon Tatum. We're going to discuss about some other people that bad things have happened to in Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is a dangerous place for black people. It's not safe. I don't even understand why our black people live there. They have so much against them. They're black. They're in a town that's racist. Mississippi is known and has always been racist. They're in a town where there's known for lynching people. And then I have something that King Allen sent me. It's a timeline of what has happened. Let me find that. It's an article about it. Wait a minute. Allen sent it to me. Okay, I see it now. And it's going to break down the timeline, an article, what happened to Nolan Wells. So I will kind of go over that article some. I may not read the whole article because it's a very, very long article. But I appreciate King Allen sending it to me. And we're going to kind of break down some things that happened because 215 deceased individuals who were black were buried in the back of a jail facility. And their loved ones don't even know they was unalived. So we're going to discuss that. That happened between 2016 and 2023. And guess who was the medical examiner? Good old Turner. So that's what we are at tonight, what we're going to be covering. Hit the like button as you all are coming in, please. Thank you for coming to my live. This is a safe space with Dr. Lillie. Kamadu, that's a lie. That is a lie. So if you're going to come in here and lie, just go away. You're not needed. Your spirit is dead. Your energy is dead. So go lay down for a lifetime. So we're going to go ahead and get started, everybody. What is my show about? Trauma, grief, and loss. And this is pertaining to the Nolan Wells case. The trauma, the event has happened to Nolan Wells is that he's no longer here. And the grief is that his mother and father is grieving, but they have not been allowed to grieve properly because the state of Mississippi has not been transparent with them about what has happened to Nolan Wells. The black community is grieving. Some of our white sisters and brothers are grieving from this as well. There's so much hurt in this case with Nolan Wells, and we don't have answers. We want answers. We want the truth. We don't want the BS coming from those young thugs that was on the boat with Nolan Wells. I don't care if he has a Trump attorney. That attorney did not help Trump. Trump lost his case. So why would you hire somebody that didn't really help the person that you admire? The cult, the leader of the cult. Okay? But anyway, group economics. Black people do not spend your money at any white businesses in Mississippi nor any Asian businesses. Again, this is not about a boycott. This is group economics. Black people, if you live in Mississippi, do not spend your money with any white businesses there in Mississippi. It does not help you. You have to hit white people in the pockets. The only thing white people understand is money. For the love of money. So you got to block their money. Do not shop at their businesses. Also, we are now doing a group economics where we're not supporting any Asian businesses. Remember, black people, do not take your money to the Asian nail spas. Do not take your money to the Asian beauty supply stores. I do not shop. I have not shopped at an Asian beauty supply store in probably over 10 years or more. I don't shop and support them anymore because they don't like my people. They hate my people. So why would I shop with you? So this is a valuable lesson for Jackson, Mississippi, period. Do not spend your black dollar where you're not liked, where you are hated. It doesn't benefit you. This is a group economics effort. Some gonna say it's a boycott. It is a group economics effort for us blacks to stop giving people our money that hate us. Stop it. It doesn't benefit you. It only benefits them, and they laugh at you and they talking poorly about you. Next, it could be your loved one. So let's continue. From the jump, those thugs who supposed to be Nolan's best friends made themselves appear guilty. Listen to this, okay? Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to my live. Hello, King Allen.
Did you know that Nolan Wells' so-called friends were out eating lunch or brunch the very next day? And when someone saw
One moment, you guys. I'm going to start this over. One moment. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to plug my mic up.
The question,
can you hear it?
Aren't you out looking for your friend? And the very first response they gave was, y'all think we did it already. They already think we did it. The body wasn't
Let me know if you can hear it.
Admission of guilt, if you haven't seen one, was right there.
You can hear it, Mimi?
He was deceased. They knew his life was already taken. Y'all listen, this is by far one of the most ridiculous things we've seen a sheriff department do. They said that it was no foul play even before they got the autopsy report. Cover it up right off the bat. Y'all, there's some crap going on. And I thank God that Ben Crump is on the case. I thank God that there's people all over the nation shouting out every inconsistency right here online. Continue to do it, y'all. It's necessary. Let's put pressure.
I'm gonna let that play again, okay?
This is it. In small towns, grew sales more than 30% selling on Amazon.
Because I was talking, so I'm gonna let it play again. Just a moment. Oh, what is this?
Why aren't you out looking for your friend? And the very first response they gave was, y'all think we did it already. They already think we did it. The body wasn't found yet. Admission of guilt, if you haven't seen one, was right there. They knew
admission of
he
guilt.
was deceased. They knew his life.
They told it on themselves.
Y'all listen, this is by far one of the most ridiculous things we've seen a sheriff department do. They said that it was no foul play even before they got the autopsy report. Covering up right off the bat. Y'all, there's some crap going on. And I thank God that Ben Crump is on the case. I thank God that there's people all over the nation shouting out every consistency right here online. Continue to do it, y'all. It's necessary. Let's put
a lot of people have a problem with Ben Crump helping the Nolan Wells family. If Ben Crump was not on this case, Nolan Wells family would not be as far with this that they have been. Mississippi would abuse them more. They would be more irresponsible with helping the Nolan Wells family because Ben Crump is on it. That's why this case is starting to move along a lot faster than just Christine and Elmore by themselves. It wouldn't have gotten anywhere because they're Black. And that's a fact. So Ben Crump stands up for the truth. Let's take a listen to this, okay? Just a moment, everybody.
Stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. And we stand for transparency, so everybody can see. And that's all we want. We want answers. We're not casting aspersions on anybody. We are saying that we want to make sure everybody who is remotely involved has the questions answered to make sure we have a full and fair and impartial and transparent investigation. And is that too much to ask?
That's not too much to ask.
Parents? Is that too much to ask? Stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team.
It is so important that they have Ben Crump, a civil rights attorney that will fight for them. Because Mississippi has been known for the racism. It is one of those states that's like the biggest state that's against Black people, the Klansmen, etc. So now those young men, I would say thugs, because that's how they like to label Black people, men, thugs. Now those young thugs have gotten Donald Trump's attorney. But the Trump attorney didn't help Trump win his case. It's not like they went and got a winner. They went and got a loser, in my opinion. Trump, all his defamation cases, he lost them all. His adjudicated rapist. He's a 34 count felon. That doesn't say that his client was a winner. He didn't win any case for the rotten orange. So take a listen to this. That attorney is not quite favorable. It doesn't make sense to have him, but they need a defense attorney that's racist like them, I guess. This is Christina Talks Tea, the beautiful one. Let's listen to her.
Tell me your guilt in Jesus' name. I rebuke. Well. Then welcome to today's episode of Tell Me You're Guilty Without Telling Me You're Guilty. The white boys in the Nolan Wells case add a Trump lawyer to their defamation team. Yeah, I don't know about you, but if I was being accused of something that I wasn't doing, the last attorney that I would hire today is one that represented a 34-time convicted felon, fraudster, adjudicated rapist who's currently lying and has lost every defamation case he's ever brought against anybody. But what is so very strange about his defamation cases, he's never, ever tried to sue somebody for calling him a rapist.
She's right.
He's never, ever tried to sue somebody for calling him a fraudster.
Because he would be deposed, and he don't want that.
No.
So why would you choose that
attorney? When it comes to his defamation cases, well, he usually drops them when discovery becomes part of the process. And with all the American people watching today, all the corruption that's going on up there in the White House and the racism too, for you to hire one of his fucking attorneys to represent you, not a good fucking look to prove that you're not racist, boo.
And I agree with Queen Christina Talks Tea.
Right. Like, if I wanted people to believe that I wasn't fucking racist and I was not involved in the death of one of my friends, I probably wouldn't be hiring an attorney tied to a
defense attorney at
just
that.
so happens to be racist.
And no charges have been brought against those young thugs. It doesn't make sense. But a guilty person would do that.
Hey, and what about all the cameras at the docks and around the island and the residences too, and down the streets?
What they gonna do? Get rid of the cameras?
That night, honey.
The footage from the cameras now?
To track down women when they cross state lines for their medical autonomy. No footage, Mississippi? No footage to see on all those fucking cameras.
Cover up. Yeah. Mississippi is dangerous.
That's what I thought. Well.
That was Christina Talks, and when she talks, she tells the truth. It doesn't make sense unless you're guilty to go get a defense attorney. Why would you go get a defense attorney if you haven't committed the crime? And there's no charges against them yet. Guilty, in my opinion. That's what it tells me. The audio has not been doctored. They keep saying that the audio from the sea towing dispatch is doctored. That's what Bart's attorney said. Bart Simpson's attorney said. But it hasn't been doctored. Even sea towing said it has not been doctored. What it is, they are shaking in their boots because people have separated the audio where you can hear the background. And that background tells everybody the true story, you all. One moment, please. Just a moment.
Minutes since I've made any commentary about Nolan Wells. I said in the beginning that justice is going to be brought to the light with this case. The very first post I made on it said it's giving Murdoch, it's giving money, it's giving power, it's giving influence, but that things are going to come to the light. Bigger people will get involved and answers would be had. Since then, because it's been over a month now, Nancy Grace has gotten involved. She is adamant that this is not going to rest just
Thank you, Queen Bonnie.
Since that has happened, audio has come out that I also made a comment about, in which you can hear people clearly stating that he was DEAD. There's still some argument as to whether or not that is what they are saying, but it's also been verified that the audio has not been doctored, which many people were claiming that it had been. What I am asking you to do right now is to deeply consider, if you are still on the side that no foul play happened, deeply consider the racial divide in this country, the way that his mother has been attacked at her job, attacking her professional job, because she is fighting to get answers around her child.
That's what's crazy.
Do you think that would happen to a mother looking like me? I don't think that it would. I know that it would not. This is all about race. It is absolutely about race. The swiftness of the investigation.
Listen to this beautiful Caucasian queen. Caucasian queen is telling you it's about race, and it is.
Making it about race.
People get in my chat says not.
The conversation about it actually actively being about racial disparity in this country, then nothing's going to change, and it needs to change. So I hope you guys keep getting loud about Nolan Wells. I hope you keep supporting his parents. I hope you donate to the only official GoFundMe that is available. And I hope that you hold space to help others come to an understanding that this is in fact about race, and that we do so without fueling hatred, without being nasty, without having to get aggressive in the comments, understanding that your message might be heard by the right person, and it might be one person, but that one person is going to help other people understand. Do not fight with willful ignorance in the comment. It'll be interesting to see over the next couple of months what comes out around this case, and I do think that we're going to see things start to slow down a little bit, but it's not going away, and I do think that public pressure has been significant enough that we are going to see this come to some kind of legal head where people are going to be held responsible for it, because they're not going to keep getting away with this. Do not for 1 second tell me to believe what the authorities have come out with as a statement of fact, because we all know that there's corruption in law enforcement, and there's corruption within government officials, and there's corruption in money that tries to keep things like this quiet. But no longer is that an option. Nolan Wells will get justice. It may be slow, but the justice will be there. Nolan Wells audio.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Say his name, Nolan Wells. I'm gonna read some of your comments. Golden Wing Spirit says, do cockroaches ever go away forever? Do white cockroaches ever go away when they're in the mountains? No. They just crawl up your butt and dance around. And you think you got pinworms when it's white cockroaches like you in your own ASS. Okay, Prince says they hate accountability. Of course, it's about race. It's definitely about race. Even though MAGA comes in here and get in my chat and they say it's not about race, that black people are making it about race. If you only had a brain. Tracy says Nolan Wells. Leo Williams says, hi, hello, Leo. King Allen says, no. Are you saying it's not about race, Allen? You're entitled to your opinion, but I beg to differ. It's about race. Golden Wing Spirit says, the father in Loud Women. What it is, black women are passionate. When we speak, we are passionate. So if you can't handle it, that's not my fault. Go to your pancake booth and be happy, okay? Mimi says it's open season on black people. Yeah, that's white folks. They like to, it's in their DNA. They like to hunt. They have that Neanderthal in them, and it makes them that way. And if y'all get offended, I'm sorry, it's a fact. You have a high percentage of Neanderthal in you. Why do they call you Caucasians? Because you come from the Caucasus Mountains. And don't get mad at me if I'm stating the facts. Let's listen to Secret Service Sam. He explains why the thugs are now going to Horn Island to find and dig up their emotions for Nolan Wells. Warren went back there with Tatum. Remember, he went back there with Tatum, the coon Tatum, and he showed zero emotion. So in my opinion, I don't see why he's going back there. But not all of a sudden. Now, all of a sudden, his feelings are there for Nolan. He wants to go back there with his attorney and some friends. He wasn't at Nolan's funeral. He didn't go sit beside Nolan's mom, be by her side like friends would do if something happened like that. His dad had to go to Warren's house to get Nolan's car keys, and Warren tried to pretend he didn't have the car keys. Warren was never Nolan's friend. People can be your foe, your frenemy, and pretend they're your friend. That's what's happening. One moment, please. Thank you for the gifts, the gems. Thank you. I love you all. Secret Service Sam speaking. Listen when he speaks, please.
Xavier Wells update. And TMZ is at it again. They're saying Nolan Wells' friends overcome with emotion visiting Horn Island. Why are they going back to the island with their Trump lawyer to discover emotions? We haven't seen one bit of emotion thus far. All we know, in fact, they deleted social media profiles. They went on Officer Race Batum Tatum's podcast. The last place you should have gone for credibility. Mm-hmm. You should have only spoke to the authorities, but they thought it was a good idea to go talk to him. Big mistake. And so the lawyers take them to the island for what? Like, you really, I need to see this video. And TMZ, everybody is asking, who is paying you? Allegedly, who is paying you to report like this? This is the most unbiased reporting we have ever seen. And TMZ, you are single-handedly losing all credibility by reporting on this case in the way that you are. Go back to reporting on bubblegum celebrity sightings. TMZ, stay in your lane, because this is not your
Secret
lane.
Service Sam handled
it. Do
you
hear me? What's going on? How much? How much are they paying you? I haven't seen you say
I believe they're getting paid.
Any reporting on what they're doing to Christine Walmsley, the mother of Nolan Xavier Wells. I haven't seen you do
anytime somebody say to Harvey, oh, what about Christine, Nolan Wells' mama getting threatened? He hurry up and he deflects. He'll switch it back to those young thugs. I guess because Christine is a person of color, she doesn't matter. And because Nolan Wells was a black man, he doesn't matter. You see, I'm not saying Nolan Wells is a boy, because I'm not going to let them get away with saying those white thugs are boys. No, they were 18 and over. You're not a boy. The law says you're grown.
Article on her and the harassment, the threats, and the terror that she's had to go through since this happened to her. Can you please get on that? Thank you. Secret Service Sam Out Sampson for president of the world.
Please, when you get off my channel, go and subscribe to Secret Service Sam's YouTube channel. He's doing the Lord's work. I don't care what nobody say about him. He's doing the Lord's work. You shouldn't have a problem when he actually doing something to help, okay? Trayson will be the fall guy. I said this previously. They would make one of those boys the fall guy. And I'm going to go back after I play this. I'm going to play the video of me saying that they were going to make one of the black guys the fall guy. And if you want me to refresh you who Tristan is, I'll do that. Hold on. Let's take a listen to this first. They're going to make him the fall guy. He's a dummy. He want to be around those white people so bad, and he said his other half of him is white. There's nothing wrong with that. But be careful you don't become the fall guy running your D-suckers. It's going to get you in trouble.
Oh, Tristan, you might have to go ahead and find you a lawyer, my boy. Yeah. Because they about to put all this shit on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you so eager to run to join the IT crowd that you only realize that you gave them the evidence and the information.
So use it on him.
Put it on you. You don't even know what I'm talking about, right? Now watch this.
So
that part,
Queen, I'm back with another video.
Mimi, that part.
You know, I hadn't really watched that Tryston interview with Officer Tatum, but I'm happy that I did.
I hit my toe.
I observed some things that I want to point out and put out in the atmosphere that I don't believe a lot of people caught. Check this out.
Well, I woke up
Trayson
at 7
speaking.
o'clock that morning. We had all decided to go out the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water.
That was the first thing that I noticed. We know that Wyatt had 2 boats out there at Horns Island, and we knew that we got GPS tracking on one of the boats, the one that they said was taking in water, and that boat was said to be towed back in on land. Well, guess what? That second boat that Wyatt had never was towed back.
King Allen, who's a trans? King Allen? Somebody in the chat bother you? Let me tell y'all something. Respect my moderators. Allen is an amazing king that keeps my channel going. Queen Mimi keeps my channel going. All my moderators, respect my moderators, okay? We ain't gonna go through this again. Let's continue listening to this audio.
Again, it remained out there on the water, and we did
hit the
not
like button,
get
please.
GPS tracking for it. Let's continue.
Was the 4th of July. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime.
So they was back out there on Horns Island on the 5th. But check this out.
Next day, I woke up and my stepdad walked over and he said, "Hey, like, have they heard anything about Nolan?
This is
like,
Warren speaking."
Because I hadn't spoke to him. And he was like, I was like, "Yeah, no, like, I don't know. I just got up." And he was like, "All right, well, we're going to get on the boat looking for him." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." So I got my buddy Ricky, I got my buddy Brooks, I got my buddy Jax. My mom came on the boat with my stepdad and I. And we all went out there and looked. When I got out there was dozens of DMR boats, helicopters, planes flying over Horn Island. And this wasn't just Horn Island. There was also Ship Island they were looking at, I'm sure, and Chandelier Island, Petty Boy. I mean, it wasn't just Horn Island specifically, but where I was at Horn, there were boats everywhere, and not just like random boats, but like, you know, marine resource boats and, you know, cops and, you know, the whole nine. Like, it wasn't like there was just a couple boats looking for Noah. There was planes and helicopters and, everybody. So,
and then after this, obviously they didn't find Nolan that day.
Right. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45
This Tracy speaking now
to 11:50, 12 o'clock area, about lunchtime. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had it, the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man. We went back in and
so I played Tristan interview again so y'all can hear and see that Wyatt and Tristan and their buddies was back out there on Horns Island on July the 5th. And so was Warren, his daddy, his stepmama, Jack and James, and them was back out there on Horns Island. But in now one of their interviews did they indicate that they seen or talked to one another, but they was out there at the same time. Make it make sense. At the end of the day, they were back out there on Horns Island on July the 5th. Nolan's body was not discovered or found on that day with drones, Navy SEALs, and the whole nine out there searching for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he all of a sudden popped up on the shoreline on July the 6th.
Yep.
Do with this whatever you may, and y'all have a good night.
So like they're supposed to say in that video, Tristan, go find you a lawyer.
Hey, Kayla Swan.
Because in both of y'all interviews, y'all both said y'all went back out that 4th of July, day after 4th of July, July the 5th, to look for the boy Nolan. Now, what Warren did not say is that he did not see you, but his mama, him, his boy Jack, you need to go get you a lawyer too, because he done put you out there July the 5th. Yeah. All of them said they went out there.
I'm going to tell you, if you watch any like crime stories, even Lifetime Channel, the criminals always go back to the scene and act like they're helping look for the body. Have y'all ever noticed that? That's how they operate. And they always flip it where they make themselves the victims.
But they did say they did not see you. Now, why am I saying you don't need a lawyer? It's because when they go out there and find that evidence,
Tristan gonna be the fall guy.
They're gonna put it on you, my boy. And then you told them that you went out there July the 5th to look for Nolan. Warren
that makes
Warren
sense, King Allen, that night, yes.
That you was out there July the 5th. He made sure he said everybody else but you. Because guess who's going to be the fall guy? You. So guess what, my boy? You try to Ocean Springs take care of Ocean Springs, but they don't take care of people that look like you.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to go ahead and get you a lawyer. Tell them to redact this statement, because, well, you can't redact because you're 18.
Because he already put it out there already.
No one pushed you through that interview with Officer Tatum. You hear me? And you played in their hand because you thought that you wanted the boys. And Warren, they went out there to make sure
they don't finding evidence.
Watch and see what you can't find. The person that always commit the crime gonna return to the crime or the scene. Y'all, we see it all in all the different shows we watch. Matlock, Murder She Wrote, the new Matlock, CSI. Some kind of way, the person that does the crime always go back to the crime scene to make sure they leave no kind of trace of evidence.
Hi, King Sydney. I love you.
And it's crazy that two of the people, well, one of the people, and their parents and their brother all went back.
Warren.
And then Tristan went back. But neither one of them, neither party seen each other. But they always out there looking for Nolan. So, my boy, you might want to go get your lawyer.
He ain't going to be the fourth attorney that they have.
Oh, Tristan.
Tristan is not smart all he think he is. You're not one of them. Stop trying to fool yourself. You will never be. I love you too, Sydney. One moment, I'm going to put in the chat my Cash App. Give me just a moment, beautiful ones. Y'all, I can't wait till this puzzle really come together so we can see exactly what happened to Nolan Wells. I'm ready for it. Because once we see who exactly did other boys, but they all involved. But somebody either put him in some kind of chokehold or something. Just a moment. 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 Okay. I'm going to pin it. If you would like to support my channel, you can Cash App me. That's my Cash App. I pinned it. If you like to donate to my channel, you can say whatever you like. There's no set amount. If you want to bless me tonight and I can get it tonight, Cash App it to me, okay? Let me read this to you what Warren's real mom, not Judge Ashley Cole, but what his real mom said. Hold on, okay? I'm going to read to you what Warren's real mother said. She posted on social media. Come on, open up. Lord have mercy. Jesus. This is from Katie Hudson. Ain't that something? Warren's mother is named Katie as well. So she said, he was not on the boat again. Please stop hurting us. My son is beside himself. I've never seen him like this before. I ask you to please stop the blame. This is not the boy's fault. Nolan wanted to stay with the girl. This girl, they know her name because her name Katie. Lady, your name is Katie, so you know her name is Katie. Stop playing. Y'all all know each other in Ocean Springs. It's so small, everybody know each other. I already heard about it already. So she says, this is not the boy's fault. Nolan wanted to stay with this girl. It was consistent about it. It's insisting. I asked you to take my picture down off of your wall and my son. I brought my other son out there and I saw my son Warren briefly. That's 4th of July. And took a picture that we were not out there with them longer than 10 minutes. I don't know how you're trying to link it all together, but I am just Warren's mom and I love Nolan very much. I'm sick of people saying they love Nolan so much, but you didn't even attend his funeral. You didn't even go over and console Christine before the funeral. That's what love is about. You didn't even send flowers. That's what love is about. She said, I don't know how you're trying to link it all together, but I'm just Warren's mom and I love Nolan very much. He comes to my house several times. She meant came. How you gonna come when he's no longer here? He came to my house several times and I'm so sad. Please keep this down and look for this on prayers finding him. That's his mom that said that. Warren's mom, Katie Hudson. Everybody that did not go to his funeral keeps saying, I love Nolan so much. Where's the love? Where is the love? You have no love. You get no love. You have no love. You get no love. Content creators are not going to give you any love. We're going to keep digging until we get the truth. Katie Hudson, your son is not being honest with you. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened either, girl. But the point is, our children lie to us. My daughter has lied to me. When I was a kid, I lied. Your child is lying to you. Let's move along. Also, there will be YouTube is doing a 12-hour corporate fast for Nolan Wells, Daniel Ewan Irvin, and Tyler Smith. It is tomorrow from 8 to 8. They're doing a fast. I did my fast yesterday, so I may not do this one tomorrow. But they're doing a fast, YouTube is, and that's the flyer for it. And the person that's over it, his name is Shank. Just go in there and put in Shank, and you can find his channel and give him a subscribe, please. But they're doing a 12-hour corporate fast tomorrow. Awakenings and prayer for Nolan Wells, Daniel Irwin, and Tyler Smith. They are all 18 and they were unalived by Caucasian people. And that is tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you want to put in a fast tomorrow, you can join them. They said we are believing for God for divine intervention in all three cases, everything hidden to be brought to light, justice to begin to unfold in every case, protection and covering over their loved ones. How to participate during this 12 hours, give up whatever you choose, and remember to pray. You don't have to give up eating, but I didn't eat anything. I just drank water for 8 hours yesterday. But you can choose how you want to fast. Let's say you like watching television, you like watching Andy Griffin, which I do. You can choose a fast from that. You know what I mean? A fast from using YouTube if you want, you know. But it says join in faith for any portion or all of the fast. 12-hour prayer marathon. They're going to be praying on YouTube. So don't do the fast from YouTube then, because they want you to come to his thing is at Shank Rock 22.99. They're doing a 12-hour fast. They're going to do it on YouTube. It is at Shank Rock 22.99. That's SHANK ROCK 22.99. That's what you go to that channel and you can join them for the fast. Just a moment, everybody. I'm going to read some of your comments and then we're going to continue. I love Andy Griffin. I do. Queen Mimi said this is open season for Black Lives Matter. They're scared. If we do their kids like that, how they do ours, they're scared we'll do their kids. We ain't thinking about that. I don't want to hurt nobody else's kids. Because this is the thing. Karma is an MF. And karma has no mercy on you. So I wouldn't want to harm a white person's kid. I wouldn't. Now, I will say it can be an eye for eye. Maybe they want to do something because some people feel eye for eye. But ain't nobody going out just hurting somebody's kids to be hurting them. No. Julian says that is horrible that they were unalived at only 18 years old. You're right, baby. Senika Garner says, hi, hello, beautiful. How you doing, queen? C-Book 1 says, flip your camera. It's reversed. Well, I don't even know how to do that. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to. So, and I tried to before and I just made a mess. I'm not going to bother. Y'all can see me, whether it's flipped or not. Jeremiah says, was Gucci with it? I don't know what you mean, baby. He said was hanging. Okay. Bonnie says, me too. No more talk. Let's get this case wrapped up and stop with the lies. Yes, queen. They got to stop with the lies. Again, if you'd like to donate to my channel, I have pinned my Cash App in the chat. That's the way you can donate to me. You can also send super chats and super stickers. And we have gems. So if you want to send me gems, you can do that as well. In my description is my PayPal link and my Venmo. So if you have PayPal or Venmo, that's a way you can bless me tonight as well. So now, because I showed y'all the guy talking about, well, I'll let y'all listen to the audio of the guy talking about that they're going to make tracing the fall guy. Well, I'm going to refresh your memory. When I was discussing that they're looking for someone to make the fall guy, to pin it on. And they always try to find a simple-minded Black person to pin it on. Hold on. I believe they're trying to figure out a way to pin this on somebody else. They know one of their children have done it. Are the parents from those young men that Nolan Wells was with? They know that one of their children have done it. They know exactly what happened. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually a ritual that happened out there at Horn Allen. Because I've been told at least 3 people a year is end up unalive, found they're unalive, not with us anymore. Is Horn Allen a place where rituals are happening? I believe because Ocean Springs is such a tight niche place, like Trayson said, they're coming together to try to figure out who they're going to pin this on. And I hope those 2 little Black boys are not so naive and want to fit in and be white. Do not take the fall. Do not become the fall guy, because they looking. I know how they operate. I'm from a small town in South Carolina. I know exactly how they operate. They are going to try. I believe they're trying to figure out a way to pin this on. It's not just me one of their children going by somebody else's words that I let y'all listen to the audio. That guy saying that Tristan better get an attorney. They're looking. Trust me. White is right in their eyes. They're gonna do everything they can to protect their white jewels. They're gonna do everything they can to protect those young thugs of theirs. In their eyes, everybody's children is precious to them. It doesn't matter what they do. Everybody's children is precious in the parents' eyes. But they know what their children have done. Warren, your timeline is quite off. Hold on.
You might have been
just a moment.
You're a lawyer, my boy. Yeah. Crazy guy just break out right here. But as I was skimming through this video, you guys, wait until you see what I find here. First of all, oh my God. Looky here, right? And right now, as we speak, I have just found Nolan. And you see Nolan, and look, do you know what's crazy, guys?
What he talking about Nolan after the 3 o'clock? Because he said he hadn't seen Nolan since 3 o'clock. Warren said that. But Nolan is in their water with them after 3 o'clock.
So what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments. The creator who made that video, who went in and scanned and found Nolan, he's on the book of Basis.
After 3 o'clock, around 5 something.
Like a quarter MILL. I don't know. But yes, how crazy. I'm mind blown. Mind blown. Everybody been wondering where was Nolan and when. That video has timestamp on it, and it's certainly after the time that they said they last saw him. So, yeah.
Crazy guy. This guy just break out right here. But as I was scared,
Warren, you got some explaining to do, because you're showing up with Nolan. Y'all out in that water at Horn Allen way after 3 o'clock. There's a timestamp on that video, and it's way after 3 o'clock. Remember in the interview with Tatum, he said that he had last seen Nolan at 3 o'clock, and he's been consistently saying that. Well, the timestamp is way after 3 o'clock, buddy. Your timeline is not working in your favor. Somebody lying. Just a moment. Nolan was loved by many. Hold on. Load. I can't play the music, but I'm going to play the video. Let me see how I can not play the music so y'all can watch it. This is so touching. Hold on, y'all. The microphone. One moment, y'all. My microphone came up. Hold on. Where'd it go? Sorry about that, y'all. My microphone fell off. So I'm going to just hope it ain't somebody's music that's popular. But I was wanting to, let me know you can hear me. Can you hear me, Alan? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm sweating all of a sudden. This is Nolan Wells. I wanted to show y'all this to keep him in our memories. That was to keep Nolan Wells in our hearts and memory. He was loved by so many. That is sad, but it's beautiful at the same time. That was made by Kayla Conway, one of his friends. She says, so missed, sweet boy. That's what she has to say about Nolan Wells. She says, so missed, sweet boy. That's from Kayla Conway. She made that reel for Nolan Wells. He was loved by many. And I know he's probably looking down right now. How should I say this? I'm going to hold that one, because I don't want to offend Nolan Wells' loved ones. I was going to say something pertaining to this video, but it could come off the wrong way. So I better keep my mouth closed. But I'll wait later and say it once I know how to put the words together properly without offending anyone. This is an article that King Allen sent me. And here's what we know about the disappearance and the death of the 18-year-old Nolan Wells. I won't read the whole article because it's rather long, but I still want to share it because the other night I didn't get to share it because some reason the link wouldn't open up. So I'm praying, okay, it opened this time. This is from WLXO. Here's what we know about the disappearance of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old Nolan Wells. They say Ocean Springs, Mississippi. The body of the 18-year-old Nolan Wells was found in the water just off Horn Island on the morning of July 6th, the night of July 4th, after he didn't return from a boating trip with his friends. In the days after Nolan's unaliving, his family hired attorney Ben Crump, whose team is conducting an independent investigation after they say contradictions in the case and lack of information from investigators concerned them. Results from an independent autopsy commissioned by the family was announced on July the 22nd, ruling that Nolan's cause and manner of death was undetermined pending investigation. The original autopsy conducted by Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office is now complete, but its findings and all other evidence in the case will be sealed until a grand jury is able to review it. As Nancy Grace said, they should not do that, that the autopsy is supposed to be open to the public. Nancy Grace is a lifetime prosecutor. She knows what she's talking about. Jackson County investigators initially said they suspected that Nolan Well drowned, but they are still searching for answers and continuing the investigation. If it was a drowning, y'all, they would say it. They're playing in our face. From press conferences held by Crump and Wells' family pushing for transparency to discussion about racial dynamics in the USA, to social media speculation and AI-generated photos and videos circulating online, the case has gained national attention and commentary over the past month. Here's what we know so far. Friday, July the 3rd, Nolan's mother, Christine, stated that Nolan, on July 3rd, she was cooking dinner for her parents before heading to a friend's house where he was staying the night. Nolan said, "Hi, Mom, I'm about to go. I love you." Then gave his mom a kiss and a hug before he left. Well, Saturday, July 4th, he went off to Horn Island with his friends, and he no longer was alive. Well, he was missing at this point. I ain't going to read out the article because I pretty much know what it said because I read it. And his friend said that Nolan told them that he was going to stay back with Katie. Well, they pretended not hear from Nolan. How you going to hear from Nolan when Warren had his phone? See, Warren didn't think none of this out when he did an interview with Tatum. He said they was waiting to hear from Nolan, and they kept trying to wait around to hear from Nolan. How you going to hear from Nolan? You got his phone, Warren. So July 5th, they claimed to go out and look for him. They wasn't looking for him. You should have went back that night. So then July 6th, Ronald rolls up. And on July the 6th, which is a Monday, hold on, because I'm kind of skipping some of this article because we don't have much time. My phone about to die. Monday, July 6th, United Cajun Navy aircraft took the air just before 6 a.m. Monday. Search boats was deployed again, with the last vessel leaving just before 8 a.m. Around 8:45, Chef Ledbetter confirmed authorities received a call reported a body found at northwestern tip of Horn Island. The body was discovered by U.S. Park Service Ranger. So, July the 7th, just before 2 p.m., WLOX learned that Nolan's family has retained a national renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney, being Crump. So that's what we pretty much are. Then, you know, they got the what Ashley Cole said. This is what Judge Ashley Cole said. She said, "Our family, along with," I know my phone going dead. It keeps telling me it's going dead. "Along with the community, grieves the loss of Nolan Wells." I don't even want to read that because I read that to you all before. Judge Ashley Cole can take it in the bun. We don't care about what you got to say, because what you said in that is some BS. You could have been a little bit more sympathetic, had more condolences, if anything. And when you did text Christine Wanzi, Nolan Wells' mom, that was an F you, I don't care text, in my opinion. There was no sympathy or empathy in that text message. So that's what we pretty much are. We're still, a month away, and there has not been an arrest for Nolan Wells. Like Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. I'm going to let you listen to this. If you get offended, well, you got to get mad at your own race, because it's a white man telling you, these are white people telling you about your own race. Just a moment.
We are our ancestors, bro. Like the white collective. And I'm not gonna add the video in on this, but you can go search this name. There's a group of white girls that got Audrey very intoxicated. My understanding is that Audrey has a history of epilepsy. From what I saw, later found out she was also pregnant, right? And so these white girls beat the fuck out of Audrey while Audrey could move.
One moment, you guys, just a moment, because I want y'all to hear this. So I'm gonna hold on. Well, my microphone doesn't like me, does it? Hold on, y'all. My microphone doesn't like me. Let me know if you can hear.
Actually lifeless, right? We need justice for Audrey, but we need to talk about what the fuck is happening with white people right now. Because every day, every other day, every week, every month, there's some fucked up story that comes out about the violence that white people are carrying out against black people. Colin Wiley, white cop. Nolan Wells, white boys. And that's just two, bro. Like, the list is so long. Colin Wiley was a 1-year-old black child. Nolan Wells was a black child as well. And a few days ago, I made a video about the epigenetic predisposition for violence that white people have. And I had some feedback that saying that white people have a predisposition for violence essentially gives a pass to white people when they carry out this kind of shit. But to clarify, that predisposition for violence, the social programming, the white supremacy and racism we're born into, is in connection with the conscious choices that white people make to carry out violence. And why the epigenetic predisposition for violence and the social programming, the white supremacy and racism is important in the conversation regarding the conscious choices that white people make is because it's a hairpin trigger. That's all it takes for white people to make the choice to carry out this violence. And white people, again, don't take any fucking accountability. That's why we're here right now in 2026. And if you see this video, these white girls are fucking feral, animalistic. And why I say that the white collective, we are just like our ancestors. We fall into two categories. Our ancestors and white people right now in 2026. You either carry out the fucking violence, like these girls did in the video, or you stand there and fucking watch it and don't stop it, like the white girls in the video. And from what I see, they posted that shit, right? And white people think in an individualistic mindset, right? Like, oh, those girls did it. I would never do it. My kids would never do it. Why the fuck would anybody from the black community take any goddamn chance with you, your husband, your children, aunt, uncle, great grandpa, grandma, grandparents, by the way, that are still alive that were involved in segregation? That, again, either carried out the violence or fucking watched it and didn't stop it. And when you don't take accountability for the historical violence that white people have carried out, the current violence that white people have carried out and continue to carry out, then it is much easier to choose violence. Again, consciously choose to carry out violence. Because you don't have anything stopping you. You don't have the accountability in your mind that I look back or I look at right now and recognize this violence and choose as a white person, as a white family, to never fucking do that. Audrey deserves so much more. Audrey is a human being that was violently violated by a group of white girls And I guarantee you those white girls will fucking victimize themselves. White people do this shit all the time. They'll justify what they were doing. They'll say some shit probably like, oh, we were just having fun. Meanwhile, they almost killed her, right? And so the onus falls on white parents. These white girls too, but on the white fucking parents that are raising your white children to murder Nolan Wells, to carry out this kind of violence towards Audrey. White mothers are raising white boys to be white cops that murder 1-year-old black children. White parents are raising fucking Austin Metcalfs that carry out violent actions towards black children. And when black children defend themselves, the black child goes to prison for 35 years, Carmelo Anthony. This is a historical and current pattern of white violence that fuels this country, that fuels this political climate, that fuels this Klan administration. So what are you going to do as a white parent when you see these kind of videos? You're going to skip it? You're going to not talk about it with your fucking kids? You're going to say your kids are too young to learn about it when these motherfucking kids are old enough to carry out this goddamn violence? Where's the accountability? The collective white accountability. Audrey is not a one-off experience, right? And white people like to play this game where they're like, well, and I guarantee it'll show up in my comments, the black-on-black crime, which is just proximity crime, by the way, like where you live, not a real thing. Black-on-black crime is not a real thing. But white people carrying out violent crimes happens all the fucking time. You got white cops, again, that get paid vacation for murdering black men, women, and children. You get these kids in the Nolan Wells case that don't get fucking held accountable at all for murdering a black child. There's so many cases, dude, where white people just get off for carrying out some of the most heinous shit on camera. Same kind of shit, by the way, again, that our white ancestors carried out. So what are you going to do as a white parent, as white people in your communities, to make sure that this shit fucking stops? That includes having conversations about racism and white supremacy in your family, in your churches, which y'all won't fucking do. This includes taking accountability, us as a white collective, for the violence that is flowing through our fucking veins and in our conscious decisions when we interact with the black community. We need justice for Audrey. Stop the fucking white violence. If you can make a conscious choice to carry out this fucking inhumane, feral ass bullshit, you can make the choice to not fucking do it. We are our ancestors, bro. Like the white collective. And I'm not gonna add the video in on this, but you can go search this name. There was a group of white girls that got Audrey.
Well, he said the things that I've been saying, and I get chewed out in the chat. Well, what I like to do, I like to find your own race to tell you what needs to be said, so you don't have to cuss me out so bad in the chat. Let's take a listen to this next video. I think it's pertaining to something similar to what he has said.
Understand how whiteness protects one another. We understand how whiteness lies for each other. We understand how whiteness habitually fails to take responsibility for its own actions. We understand how whiteness, at its core, has a history of violence, cover-up, dismissal, and complete non-action when the victim of that violence is black. understand how whiteness protects one another. We understand how whiteness lies for each other. We understand how whiteness habitually fails to take responsibility for its own actions. We understand how whiteness, at its core, has a history of violence, cover-up, dismissal, and complete non-action.
And I'm glad to have played that little snippet, because I noticed in my chat, as the young man said in the video before her, that they love to throw out black on black crime. Anytime that a white person unalives a black person or do harm to a black person, well, black on black crime, y'all hurt each other. That still doesn't take away from what the white person did. It still doesn't take away the harm that has been done to black people's ancestors. Who did it? White people did it. One moment. 215 bodies found behind a jail. This is in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. 215 black bodies, well, we'll say black and brown people, mostly was black bodies, were found behind a prison in Jackson, Mississippi. And guess who was medical examiner? Miss Turner. Just a moment.
I'm very intoxicated.
One moment, y'all.
215 bodies found behind the sheriff's office. Officer Tatum is a piece of shit that sells out. There's white people like that too. Seriously. Soulless.
215 people of color. Most of them was black. The family members didn't even know that they was unalived. So that makes me think that the law is unaliving them. The people that work at the jails and the prisons is doing it. So I have an article. Let me see, where's that article? I thought I saved it. Hold on. Okay, here it is. I'm just going to read it to you. Then I'll go back to that part. Records from the Hinds County Coroner's Office revealed that 215 deceased individuals were buried in paupers field behind a jail facility near Jackson, Mississippi, between 2016 and 2023. The discovery drew national attention after families of missing persons learned their relatives were buried in unmarked graves without prior notifications. They didn't even know their loved ones was dead. Now, they committed the crimes, and I'm not going to lie. They did the crimes, more than likely. Some of them may not, but more than likely. And these are the key details of discovery. Location: a designated pauper's graveyard behind the Hinds County Pinal Farm and Detention Center outside Jackson. Markers: graves were marked only by a metal pin and a number tag rather than traditional headstones. The deceased individuals included homeless persons, unnotified jail inmates, unidentified remains, and people whose family could not afford funeral costs. Highlighted cases. Cases like 37-year-old Dexter Wade, who was struck and killed by a police cruiser and buried without his family's knowledge for months, brought the practice to light. There was a black man. Official response: county and city representatives stated it was legally managed paupers cemetery for unclaimed bodies, not a secret burial site. Though family attorneys and civil rights advocates criticized the profound lack of family notifications. That's a crime, in my opinion. You did not notify the family that their loved ones were unalive. You just stuck them back there behind a jail, just like they found a body hung in a tree, lynched at a jail out front. I believe the officers are in on it. That's just my opinion. A black man was lured and lynched in Mississippi. A black man was lured to Mississippi and was lynched. Take a listen to this. One moment.
215 bodies were...
Disregard that. That's going to stop. Okay. Ooh, I broke another nail. Doggone it.
We need people so badly to sign the petitions. We need people to help us get this into federal court so we get them to get down here and really do it. Because these small town police,
yes, Queen Crystal,
they don't know proper procedure. They don't know how to help. We need people so badly to sign the petition.
I answer your question, Marco, if you send me a cash out.
We need people to help us get this.
Sydney, I answer your question. You send me a cash out.
So we get them to get down here and really do it. Because these small town police,
I'm not married, baby.
they don't know proper procedure. They don't know how to.
This audio, the man is saying that Mississippi law doesn't know the proper procedure.
So badly to sign the petitions. We need people to help us get this into federal court.
That is so sad because a black man was lured to Mississippi and lynched. And what do they say? Sushi side. That's sad. That is so sad. Taja Fortune was lynched in a tree so high a fire truck's ladder had to be used to get her from up there. That's another lynching.
So we get them to get down here.
Hold on.
If you are a white person paying attention to the lynching murder of 29-year-old Taja Fortune, who was found hanging so high up in a tree in Mississippi that a fire truck ladder had to get her down, there are a few things I need you to do. One is go donate to Taja Fortune's family's GoFundMe. The link is in my bio. The second is, I would love it if you went over and checked out a pinned carousel that I posted yesterday or the day before called Mississippi Goddamn, which gives you historical context not only of lynchings, but of Mississippi in particular. Then I would like you to go to change.org and type in Stacey Turner and sign the petition, there are several, to get the Mississippi medical examiner, Dr. Stacey Turner, thrown the fuck out of office. Because
Stacey, your own race wants you gone, girl.
Has ruled no foul play in, drum roll please, the Nolan Wells case and 3 other cases of black people being murdered. And the reason I want you to go look at that carousel is because Mississippi, what you need to understand about the Nolan Wells case, but this lynching of Taja Fortune, is that in states like Mississippi, this is not just a South problem, but Mississippi, goddamn, every layer, the DA, the prosecutors, the cops,
she's right,
the medical examiners, that's why black families never receive justice in some of these states. In Mississippi, when Nina Simone wrote the song Mississippi Goddamn in 1963, it was a few months after the Klan shot Medgar Evers in the fucking back in front of his house. And it took, one guy died without being charged, another one whatever, and it took 39 years to get some of those motherfuckers in jail. This is our white work to do. Please take this eruption of racial violence and lynchings seriously and get down to business and go do some of those action items, okay? Okay. If you are a white person,
just a moment. Young King speaks his mind on who is doing the lynchings to all these black people. What's your thoughts? Take a listen.
paying attention
One moment.
to the
Since nobody else want to say it and everybody want to act like they ignoring their intuition, I'm going to be the one to say it. Most of them black people that's been found hanging this year has been hung by cops. Yes, by the police.
I've heard that plenty of times.
As soon as they open. Most of them are being ruled, almost all are being ruled a suicide. It don't matter if their arms is broken, if their shoulder was dislocated, if they was 9 feet high, if they was beaten first. All of them, most of them are being ruled off as suicides. Like I said, as soon as these cases are open, they are closed, shut. So like I said, we could keep acting like we ignoring the truth. We know who are hanging these. Y'all act like y'all don't know it's Ku Klux Klan members in every precinct. And if it's not none in the precinct, it's one running the precinct. Yo, call outside the lines, babe. Since nobody else want to say it and everybody want to act like they...
Think about it. How in the Jimmy Crack Corn is it a dead body hanging in a tree out front of a police station? And they don't have the audit. I mean, they don't have the footage to it. Of course, it has to be the police doing it. You're gonna tell America that out in front of the police station, there's a black person hanging in the tree, lynched, and you don't have the video footage to it, but cameras everywhere. Stop peeing on my effing leg and telling me it's raining. Stop it. So that's pretty much what I have for you all today. This is a message I have for anyone that has lost someone. If you are grieving a loss, grief and loss aren't punishment. They are a chance to grow, to heal, and become the strongest, most compassionate version of yourself. Your story isn't over. It's evolving. Nolan Well's story isn't over. It's evolving. Every day, we see more of his story being told and shared. Like the young lady shared the video that I showed you all with the collage of photos of Nolan Wells. He was loved by many. So his story is evolving. In his case, I believe in the name of Jesus will be solved. Those thugs will be punished by law. I'm going to read some of your comments and we're going to get out of here. Queen Bunny said the moderators are on it. Yes, they are, and I love them. Living DEAD girl says, Miss Lillie, are you in Southern State? I am in a Southern state. Yes, I am. But why do you ask that, though? Because I want to make sure you ain't trying to come do nothing to me, so I'm going to have to watch out for you. Ari says, it's a fact. Living DEAD says, hello, pretty lady. Thank you, Queen. Or is it a male? I can't tell. Thank you, Queen. T says, come see me when you get off live. Lord have mercy. Y'all want me to do all this stuff. Ask me if I'm married. You want to date me. You don't never send me any coins. You ain't send me a cash app. You ain't send me a super sticker, super chat, no Venmo, no PayPal. Well, damn. The best things in life aren't free. Ari says, law enforcement is involved with all. They are all racist and the only ones that anyone would stop for and trust. That's true. They grabbing up people when they pulling them over, I believe it. Or stopping them when they walking on the road. I believe that. Marco says, IG. I don't know what you mean, but okay. What is my IG? I guess that's what you're probably saying. She's the best. Thank you, South Texas Gambler. Eva says, hi. Hello, Queen Eva. I like that name. That's such a beautiful name. It was Marco that asked that I'm married, and Marco ain't never sent me nothing. You don't love me. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. I want to thank my moderators. I can't do this without you. Y'all are the absolute best. You bless me every time you come in my chat and help me. I love you. I love you so much. God loves you. I may go live tomorrow as well. I see you guys tomorrow. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Good night. Get some rest. And don't forget, if you want to fast, go to Shank Rock's channel, okay? I love you guys. God bless. Bye.